Good afternoon, folks. I should have been saying good morning, but it took me a little longer than I would have hoped to get this up and running. I tried to start it down at Victoria Park Station the last time I was in this area. Oh boy, we had some problems and I had to give up on the stream, but being as determined as I am, I decided to come back here. This was actually not my plan today. You may have noticed I scheduled a video to premiere this morning, as I thought I was going to be very busy, but it turns out I was not going to be busy at all. So I decided to push that premiere till tomorrow. So I adjusted the date. I got a million messages from people telling me that I screwed up, but no, that was deliberate. And I decided to go live instead. So good afternoon. It is Tuesday, June 23rd, 12 p.m. As a noisy bus goes by is the time. The temperature is about 23 degrees Celsius. And I'm at Victoria Park and Danforth. And I see a lot of people in the chat already. Kay the Gray, Chantel, Leo Chung, Heather Briggs, Jeanette Haunting Live, Aiden Thompson McGuire, Nathan, Daniel, Alexis, Harjot. Alright, I'm just getting my setup ready to go here. Barry says good afternoon. Epic Nation HD says well. Thank you, Epic Nation HD. On my Sunday night live stream over on the other channel, you sent me an absurd super chat, sir, to the tune of $100. Thank you, Leah, for that. I seldom go east of Victoria Park on Danforth here. There's a few blocks of interesting stuff, but it kind of gets a little patchy if you go that way. Icy Remy from Thailand. Greetings from Thailand. But we are in for a beautiful day, and it's going to be a busy day later on. The Blue Jays play at 4, and then we have the Croatian soccer game from Toronto Stadium right after that. So it seemed like a good day to get a stream in early so I can sit my ass on the couch and watch sports all night. Budgie Flight says that was an insane super chat. Indeed. Good to see you here, Budgie Flight. So yeah, about a month and a half ago I tried to do that live stream here. And the streaming software provider I use decided to do a firmware update and knocked out all my settings. And I couldn't get it back to the way I wanted it to, but we're up and running. We're just going to be walking west. Budgie Flight will be lurking. Good afternoon. What a lovely day so far today, indeed. We've had a string of lovely days lately. So where I started this video was actually in Scarborough, but now we are back west of Victoria Park. This is an area that's been dubbed in recent years Bangla Town. Shoppers World on the left, home to what I think is the smallest mall in all of Toronto. I've done a few videos going through there before. A lot of construction on the north side of Danforth. Well, the plan is just to go west for a while and take in some of these gorgeous blue skies. Just a reminder, if you want to be notified when I go live next, do be subscribed and hit that bell. If you want to join into the chat, it's completely free. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel. Doing my best to read the chats, but even with my phone at full brightness, and this is one of the brightest screens you can get, it is still proven to be a challenge. Hey, we have a member for 12 months. Let me just step into the shade. Oh man, I got the sun at my back. Transit Mobile Scooter, Silver Tier, member for 12 months. Good to see you here. Darren, thank you so much for 12 months of membership. Has it been that long already? Wow, thank you. Rosalina says you're headed to go to graduation ceremony. Neat. In this area. When's Taste of Danforth happening? Usually at the tail end of summer. Toronto's doo-wop music guy is here. Seems like it's the better side of the street to be on, with the other side being all under construction. Actually, there's very little difference between looking at my phone with my sunglasses on and off. It is just that kind of day. Hey, Transit Mobile Scooter with the first super for a good walk. Thank you, kind sir. Hopefully it's a good one. Thank you for the support. Keep up the good work yourself. Greetings, William. Heather went to Two Friends grad last week. It was fun. Phantom Canuck says you're sick today. First day of summer and you're under the weather. Isn't this like the second or third day of summer? Officially? So this is west on Danforth Avenue. Random Travel says hello. Our weather is better than yours in Sault Ste. Marie. Define better, different, yeah. But I was hoping today was the day the Pocket 4 Pro camera was released. It's been on store shelves in China for a week, but they weren't selling them until the 23rd. And a lot of sources online said that was going to be the global release date. So I woke up this morning and I checked, and it was not indeed available in Canada, so I couldn't go pick it up. I think it's only available in China. So my plan was to get that camera and spend all afternoon playing with it and coming up with a video, but when I saw that it wasn't in fact being released today, I pushed the premiere till tomorrow and just said I'll get out and do a stream. Hey, Lisa's here. Jewelers Plus, silver, gold, diamond. That doesn't look like a place specializing in jewelry to me. William says I should have a drive video released soon. I should. That's news to me. I should have gone to Scarborough. You live there. I started this video in Scarborough. Should have gone. I was just there. Rewind 10 minutes ago. I was on the east side of Danforth, which puts me into Scarberia. Man, this is bright. Family Market now open. Scoop Stop Ice Cream, Scoops of Happiness. Look at that place. I dig the paint job. Selling all Kawartha Lakes ice cream. Gotta wonder what their business is gonna be like in the winter though. Double Sushi Japanese restaurant. Got a comedy bar across the street. Was temporarily home to the Second City. There's another comedy bar that I was just dropped off right in front of in an Uber on Saturday night over on Bloor Street West, right around Bloor and Dovercourt. And this is Dawes Road, and just north of here is the infamous 500 Dawes Road apartment building, allegedly run by one of Toronto's most notorious slumlords. That building has made the news a number of different times, and I think the Tenants Association has sued the owners. And they've also been fined by the city a bunch of times. I'm a fan of all the different shops in this area. It's got a lot of character. It doesn't really feel gentrified. I think someone said this Canadian Tire is moving into Shoppers World. We should be out of this construction in a few blocks. Going for a jog on a hot day with the hydration pack. Are we heading into Scarborough? No, we came from Scarborough. Kind of reminds me of Jamaica, New York. The streets have that kind of vibe. I must be passing Duckworth's Fish and Chips. I'm not too familiar with that, but if we see it, is that it over there? Len Duckworth's on the other side? It's funny you say that and I see a place called Len Duckworth's. Established in 1929. That's crazy. I think that's it. Well, we saw it. So this is Main Street coming up. There's a bunch of new development here. Danforth GO Station is right around the corner. Matt Doctors is craving halibut fish and chips. Subway and a Timmy's. Greetings, Jason. I've always felt like Main Square here is a massive missed opportunity. There's like a convenience store, but it's just a big concrete pit. Put some benches in there. A source of shade. Make it useful. Pretty atrocious use of prime land, and they have a testing center there. Best fish and chips in the city, that Duckworth says, eh? Maybe I'll have to put it to the test someday. Not that I've tried all the other ones. There's the 506 Carlton. which, believe it or not, due to a quirk of Toronto geography, that is the most northern streetcar stop. If you look at a map of Toronto, the entire St. Clair line appears to be north of where we are, but in terms of actual longitude and latitude, I guess you would say, that is the most northern streetcar stop. Colorful shops. I might have to hit a cafe or something. Maybe get an iced coffee. Lisa says there's a stigma attached to this area, much like Jane and Finch. And in neither area have I ever had a single bad encounter or run-in or ever felt the least bit unsafe. In the early days when I started this channel, people were almost daring me to go to Jane and Finch and make a video, so I did, and it was like, so what? It's just a neighborhood full of people trying to live like everywhere else. Jeanette. Iced coffee, you say? Here you go. Did I say iced coffee? I actually meant early retirement with unlimited business class tickets and 5-star hotels, but this will have to do. Thank you so much, Jeanette, for the contribution. That's gonna more than get me an iced coffee. If I walk by a cafe that looks nice and quiet, because I don't like taking cameras into private businesses, but if there's one that's very approachable, we'll go in and get a nice coffee. Thank you so much, Jeanette.
Hey, John,
Hey, Anthony,
how are you?
You're not on your bike.
No.
Where's your bike?
Bike? Well, I kind of live around here, actually. I was watching your live stream. I was like, Johnny Strides is in the East End. When I saw the title, I was like, oh my God, he's in the East End, but where? And then I noticed you were going along just west of Dawes, and I was like, oh my God, Johnny Strides in my neighborhood. How are you, buddy?
Good. Is there a cafe you'd recommend me to get a nice coffee from?
Actually, yes, there is. If you go a couple blocks down, it's called Port Coffee.
Port Coffee?
Yeah.
On the left?
It's like pouring coffee. It's just if you go past Glen Hill and then the next block, at the end of the next block after that, you'll see it to your left. So yeah, it's a great local cafe, local coffee, very friendly people. So yeah.
We almost had another one here, not open yet.
Yeah.
Macchiato espresso bar.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for the insert.
Anyways, well, keep you on. Let's say hi to everyone.
Well,
in the
good to see you.
Vivian Johnson, all the mods. Thank you to your great work as well, and just in advance, thank you to anyone who sent a super chat, Patreon supporters, channel members. You're all doing so well.
I did not pay this guy.
And of course, I want to save Johnny by saying that don't forget to hit that bell for any notifications when he's going live next. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up as well. Leave a comment and all that. So see you around, Johnny.
All right, good to see you, Anthony.
Ciao.
Like the t-shirt.
Awesome, thank you, appreciate it.
Cheers.
Like the iconic ad also.
Take care. And Darren sends a super to add to the drink fund. Thank you, Darren, aka Transit Mobile Scooter as well. Thank you for the support. That was nice of Anthony to come out and say hello. So we are looking for pour coffee. As long as it's not super crowded or anything. We'll see if I can pop in and get a coffee. If not, I'm sure there's going to be other spots. Limitless Thinker says it's storming here in Virginia. It started coming down pretty bad in Houston yesterday, right? They were trying to play the soccer game. Was that in Houston? Where it was delayed by rain? Make sure I didn't walk by this poor coffee place. But Croatia is playing at 7 p.m. tonight, I think. And the Blue Jays game has been moved up to 4. Guys just going around yelling at things. Holy moly, another super. Peyton Cherwell. For my lunch fund. You guys are keeping me well fed and well hydrated. Thank you, Peyton, for the super to go towards my lunch fund. I'm probably going to have lunch after the live stream, but thank you so much. And thank you for your membership. Same with Darren and Jeanette. Just because it's geographically better located and easier to get to, I often go through the Plater Estates and Greektown part of Danforth. But I don't stream this part all that often. Addo Sushi, the Montessori Room. I thought that said Coma Beauty Salon. It says Zoma. Ooh, that's nice, this shade. Did I miss pour coffee? Tequila Sunset Bar. Greetings, Carol and Sharon. Lisa laughing at my misreading. My brain likes to jump to conclusions. Budapest Hungarian restaurant. There's a mix. Ooh, this is the place he was talking about. Can I just get an iced latte? Yeah. To go?
Regular milk, okay?
Yep. It'll just be a few minutes? Yeah. I'll just wait outside. Thank you. All right, it's going to be a few minutes apparently. So let's see. Thank you, Anthony, for the recommendation. I don't know if that is focusing, but it says American Express poured $7.01. Well, Anthony, this better be a damn good iced coffee. Jenny says beautiful coffee shop. Yeah, it's nice to support local. It's good not to go to a Timmy's or a Starbucks. Hey, Mike Landry, greetings. Nice looking cafe. As soon as I get this coffee, we're gonna get moving. I'm not gonna spend too much time here. No, just... Thank you. Alright. So we got a... Oh, it's double cupped. Well, I have yet to have an iced latte I don't like. I'll get moving in a second. Let me just take a few sips of coffee and enjoy this. Hey, there's a coffee time across the street. But thank you, Jeanette, Transit Mobile Scooter Darren, as well as Peyton. Good afternoon, Raymond. The electricity went off temporarily in Virginia. All right, let's get moving. Poured coffee, friendly, fast service. We got another mini patio out inside. Excellent coffee, a little bit pricey, I must say. This must be the coffee district. We've got a coffee time over there, a Timmy's, and an actual local establishment. Back in the day, coffee time used to kind of be a sub Tim Hortons kind of place. There was another chain called Country Style. Both of them were kind of seen as second-rate Tim Hortons competitors.
What difference is it?
But both of them have cleaned themselves up a little bit, and Tim Hortons has fallen so much. I wouldn't be surprised if Coffee Time and Country Style were better experiences these days. Hey, another super. Look at that tiny little love seat. Look at that thing. Carolyn! Maybe add a croissant next time. You know, that's an excellent idea. Thank you, Carolyn, for the $10 and the super. I didn't have my usual breakfast smoothie. I just had a bowl of muesli cereal. I could use a little more carbs and energy. Next time I stop, maybe even again on this one, I'll see if I can get a treat like that. A chocolate croissant just warmed up in the microwave for about 10 seconds. It sounds amazing. As we get to Woodbine. Still working on this. Outdoor laptops. What? Excuse me, I find your entire business premise confusing. It's like 1,000,000 degrees out, and that lady is wearing like a wool hat and a full-on thick coat. Not that I'm one to judge, but I have no idea how the hell you'd pull that off and not be dripping in sweat. Also, thank you to Anthony for the recommendation. This is an excellent iced latte. Well, this firkin is in the spirit of pride. Speaking of which, next weekend is going to be an absolute madhouse. It's a place that sells worksite laptops, LOL. I guess for like construction sites, job sites, you'd want like very bright screens with a matte finish. The average laptop is unusable in weather like this outside. They're also probably like extra rugged. So that makes sense. Hey, Alicia Lewis is here. Greetings, Alicia. Danforth Carpet Connection. There's a lot of stuff going on at this park across the street. There's a big splash pad that's not turned on. remember being here in the winter, seeing some people, some little ones, tobogganing down the side of the hill. Lisa says it's a nice little park. Indeed it is. The East Lynn Park. Lots of spots to grab some shade. Someone made some art on a tree stump. All right, iced coffee is no more. This is a nice day for a walk, says Leo Chung. Indeed. There's a Mississaugas of the Credit cannabis store. Just an observation, but those have been closing down all over the place. I can think of like 5 or 6 locations that closed down. I don't know if that's just due to business reasons and all the competition, or since those ones are unregulated, if there was any type of crackdown. That one's still in business. It does seem like there's less cannabis shops than about 4 or 5 years ago when they really started to explode all over the place. Wheels and Wings Hobbies. I've been to one of those Mississaugas of the Credit places, and if you're into that sort of thing, I would recommend that. If you like your stuff a little stronger and a little cheaper. Southeast Toronto Family Health Team. Taiwan Happy Feet massage and therapy. Hollywood Canteen Cinema Shop. One thing I think we might take for granted in Toronto are streets like this. I started at Victoria Park, and we've just got endless retail and interesting shops all the way to Broadview. That is a massive stretch. There's not too many stretches like this in any city in North America, period. And Toronto is full of them. You can think of Queen Street East. Queen West has it, obviously. Bloor Street West, Spadina. Dirk G. Thank you, Dirk G, for the super chat. 10 euros coming our way. Thank you so much. Best of luck to the Germans in the World Cup. But just think of the scale of this kind of urban development. It's just non-stop, wall-to-wall retail. It actually starts a little bit east of Victoria Park. But where else in North America can you do this? Just stay on one street and walk for seemingly forever? and it's just as interesting the whole way through. St. Clair West is another one. You could do this, starting at the junction pretty much all the way to about Bathurst Street. Yonge Street in North York from Steeles all the way down to Shepherd. Obviously Yonge Street from the lake all the way up to Midtown. We were just so spoiled to have so much of this. Hey, we got a McDee's.
Yeah, absolutely.
That guy looked like our starting pitcher today, Shane Bieber, a little bit. Greetings, Pat75. The sinker says it's magnificent in so many ways. Yeah, Dirk, rooting for Canada. I've got a cousin who lives in Germany. And his dad, my uncle, was born in Germany. So there's a real German connection there. I haven't done a 23andMe or anything, so I don't know if I have any German blood, but they're one of those countries that's always a contender. If Canada can win their group, they don't have a super challenging path, at least to get out of the next stage. But after that, they'll be in the deep end pretty easily. Good walk and talk, but I need to hit the road. Well, thank you for joining in. We are at Coxwell. A few weeks ago, I did a live stream down O'Connor, and I was joined by Sapand right at Woodbine Station, and we walked to Coxwell to finish that stream up. Transit heroes work here. Together, we'll get there safely. Aye aye, Captain. Yeah, Pat, Canada doesn't really have a chance in hell of winning. Has a non-European or South American team ever won? I don't think so. In my walks in the city, have I seen the most celebrities? We saw... I've seen Stephen A. Smith. Does that count? I saw that... I forget the guy's name. At the Toronto Film Festival one year. I saw the guy from Robert Perchkovich from Dragon's Den and Shark Tank once. But other than that, not really. Benedict Cumberbatch, that's it. This is such a nice stretch of Danforth. I need to come back and do an updated walk along this. I've done the Banglatown area somewhat recently, and of course Greektown. I should probably plug the middle and do this stretch at some point. Maybe I'll do some shoe shopping while I'm at it. We'll let this FedEx truck go. Oh. I'm just gonna run because I decided to stop when I saw that guy in the bike stop, but the FedEx driver wasn't having it, so. All right, props to him for being a very careful driver. I guess if you're driving with the name of your company and your vehicle clearly identified, you're better safe than sorry. And yes, I looked behind me to make sure that nobody was there and I wasn't waving it ahead of me. This is one of the most interesting streets in all of Toronto. This is Craven Road. I've done a few videos going up Craven Road. It's more interesting south of the rail corridor. It gets interrupted by the rail corridor. But it's a most excellent street if you're into places that are a bit odd. I think I've done 3 videos featuring Craven Road. 1 was a bike ride, and 2 were walking videos. One of them I did last year. There's a really neat retro bar called Mom's Basement right there. I've been a few times. Oh, is that what I think? Is that place closed? I think that was a really nice French restaurant. Tell me that's not it. Let me look. One 1426 Danforth. Yes, that was the Tavern Tamblin. Oh no. Portugal 1, Ronaldo 0. Someone asked me not too long ago what a good first date place was on the East End. And I suggested that place. I wonder why it closed. Hopefully it was just the owners retiring. It was always really busy. You always had to get a reservation. Why did I say that weird? I think I had their beef bourguignon last time. Oh, I've been to that place, Rendezvous Ethiopian Authentic Cuisine. There you go, Ronaldo celebrating his goal. they're watching it in there too. I guess he saw Messi dropping a couple of goals and he had to get in on the act. Those guys are freaks of nature. At their age, to be doing what they're doing. All right, there is the cool East Market. I've got some footwear from there. I got my winter barefoot boots from there. I got my Vivo barefoot shoes that I wear whenever I go away and work out there. I really recommend it, locally owned. The Wren and the Wood Owl, a couple of excellent spots right there. Solid dinner spots, and I forget the name of this bar, but I've been there while they've had live music, waiting for my table to open up at the Wood Owl, and that was pretty fun too. So this is a really nice stretch of businesses. Sucks that the Tavern Tomblin is no longer there. Look at that. Get your plants and flower game on, I guess. It'll be nice to have more coin laundry in Midtown. I don't know if Midtown, at least where I live, really there would be any demand for that. There's not a whole lot of like basement apartments or houses that are divided up. And even when they are, or where there are that type of thing, there tends to be shared laundry. Dutch Indonesian snack bar, Burrell. Bitterballen, leaning into the Dutch. Pate fries. Indonesian food. Chicken satay. Netherlands and Tunisia. Thursday, June 25th. If we're full, you can watch the game across the street at Sauce. I think Sauce was the name of that bar I just talked about earlier. Lisa says her favorite place. This looks like a really neat place. I dig both of those cuisines. I've been to both of those countries. Not that much good came out of colonialism, but it sure gave us some awesome food. I mean, I love Vietnamese food, but I love it even more that I can get a banh mi sandwich for a few bucks on the street. Linsmore Tavern, Mocha Bar and Cuisine. I'm definitely on the wrong side of the street here. All the interesting restaurants are on that side. There's a lot of Ethiopian places in this area. There's the Dillon. I've been to the Dillon. It's mostly a bar, but they have some food. Blue Nile. I've been to that place too. That's one of the two Ethiopian places I've been here. Rendezvous and Blue Nile. And there's a weed store coming up that I've been to. And we're about to go by the Roxy. Lisa says such good food and lovely people. Awesome. Let me get into the shade. I want to read this name right. Graham McGugan, 6538 with the £5 for something cool to drink from Krista and Graham. A bit hot for us here in Kent. Well, thank you, Krista and Graham. Thank you so much for the £5. It's also quite hot here as well. I picked up an iced coffee earlier in the stream. But as soon as we're done, or possibly later on in the stream, I'll get another cool beverage. Thank you so much for watching. This is Greenwood coming up to all 340 some odd of you. This theater used to extend over to where the gas bar now is. Now it's just a Circle K and a Timmy's and an Nessa. They used to show the Rocky Horror Picture Show there. Mentioned it before, but this is probably the time of day I get the least amount of viewers on these live streams. But it's also one of the more enjoyable times of day to stream. There's a calmness on a weekday afternoon. Traffic's not so bad. There's still people out, but it's not a crazy amount or anything like that. Johnny is close to approaching the Greenwood subway yard. Just south of here, there's the Moonlight Pub. And the Line 2 trains divert. Well, they can divert. Johnny is the best Toronto guide. I don't know about that. I'm a guy who walks around and blabs, though. Now CBO or Lookbo. Oh well. I mentioned what happened today. I scheduled a stream to go, or a premiere for this morning at 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. But I woke up around 7. And when I realized that the camera I wanted to buy was not actually being released today, I decided to just do a live stream. So I pushed this morning's premiere till tomorrow. And this is what we're doing today instead. So no, that was not a mistake. Maybe I should have pinned a comment or something, but oh well. Hey, Howard Turco is here. Portugal 1, Uzbekistan 0. McGugan's surname is from Ireland. I would have guessed Ireland or Scotland, based on how it sounds. Here's something you don't see a whole lot of these days: Champions off-track betting. Kind of a relic of the past. With all the online betting. Hey, it's 2-0 Portugal, says Medano. Thanks for the update. With the advent of online betting, you think there wouldn't be much of a market left for that type of thing. Oh, well, maybe that Pocket 4P will drop tomorrow. The retailer said they couldn't tell me. They know when it's being released, but they can't tell me. DJI is being really secretive about it. Makkah restaurant, Pakistani and Indian cuisine, Muzda Bakery. And hey, look at this, we are at the Donlands. There's a new entrance to Donland Station right here. Hey, a super. Towards my new shoe fund, Lexus 8612. Thank you so much, Lexus 8612. That's gonna go a long ways toward the new shoes. Thank you so much. I'm rocking the... What's my camera looking at? I have the new Ultra Escalants, but I'm rocking my old ones today. And while I love wearing my barefoot shoes, my Zeros and my Vivos, these are the ones that, if you told me I had to walk a ridiculously long amount, these are probably the ones I would reach for. They're just kind of old and worn in, but they're so damn comfortable. But I want a new pair of Vivos. So thank you, Lexus. Here's the Only Cafe. They've got a really neat backyard patio. You can pick up some Square Boy, walk it over to the Only Cafe and eat it there. They don't have a kitchen. They have a bakery section. Came to Toronto in 2015 to play pro football or soccer. We will accept either terminology. We are almost in Greektown. Danforth Pizza House. Asics make clown shoes now. Oh, I'm with Freedom. Thank you. She's handing out an ad for Freedom. Yeah, I think they have a new deal that's like $20 for 25 gigs a month. And if you want to eat an awesome burger that won't break the bank, or really good Greek food, served up by some of the friendliest people you'll ever meet, there you go. That gets my vote for the best value in all of Toronto, actually. And their fries are excellent. I've probably been to Square Boy about 50 times in my life. And I hope there's at least that many more times to go. Solid place. Square Boy Burgers is another one of my favorite hangouts on Danforth. I'm surprised it's still going today. They probably own their building, right? There's got to be something like that. I think it's family run, which helps with costs. And either they own that building or they have an awesome landlord who recognizes the value to the neighborhood of such an establishment, because I don't know how the hell they do it price-wise. Alright, that place is a Toronto institution, as we are now in Greektown. There's a Function 45. I know a dude who goes to that one. I'm slightly less interactive with the chat. I'm dealing with a very difficult to read screen. I've even taken the sunglasses off. That is part of the joys of streaming when it's so damn bright out. Wingstop? That used to be a pizza. Let me just get caught up on the chat here. Thank you again, Lalexis. Moonland says, long live Johnny's feet. He has some years to catch up to Ken's age. Keep those feet healthy. I've been trying to do just that. I think Ken has probably taken very good care of himself at his age. Not that he's that old, but I think he's got 10 years on me. Didn't he do like a 3-hour stream yesterday? For me, that's more of a mental challenge than a physical one. My brain runs out of gas well before my body does. How about the Greek freak being traded to Miami? Yeah, what's that all about? I think he was kind of toiling away in Milwaukee. Miami just seems to be where superstars often go to get a second lease on life. Look at Chris Bosh, LeBron James. Jillian says, remember to stay hydrated. Over the top episode of Ken vs. Johnny, sponsored by Domino's. By the way, if you ever want a huge, reasonably priced snack, this place, Vlad Bakery and Pastry. Cinnamon bun, $3.50. Not that a human should be consuming that, but if you're ever feeling like a snack, maybe have half of one of those things. This place turned into a bar, and then, I don't want to say suspiciously burned down, but it kind of suspiciously burned down. And Lisa, if you're here, look at this place, Dutch fries, fresh Flemish fries. Straight out of Amsterdam or something. Oops, sorry. That car was trying to come out while I was standing there looking at that Dutch fries place. Oh, Bevy's here. Good to see you, Bevy. Pat says, on the topic of keeping up on one's health, being able to walk decent distances is an important quality to have. I think the number one indicator of living long is actually your grip strength. But no doubt, walking is a big part of it. I won't lie, I'm not a fan of high intensity cardio. But just being able to hang from a bar for a minute or two at a time is a good indicator that you're doing something right. That's something I couldn't do very long a few years ago. I think it all started when I tried to do that. I was at a park and I saw some monkey bars and I couldn't even do two. I grabbed onto one, I did a nice big swing, I grabbed onto the second one, and that was all she wrote. That's kind of embarrassing. Nice big church. That's a beautiful church. We are firmly in territory I've been through many times before now. We started at Victoria Park. I've been making my way west along Danforth, finishing in a familiar land, or at least passing through. Pat75 says the internet tells you your grip strength has caused you problems. Wouldn't that be a lack of grip strength? Get on that pull-up bar and fix it. Jason says, reminds you of a church you'd see in Europe. Yeah, there's a really beautiful one in Roncesvalles as well. Not that I'm a man of God or anything, but I certainly appreciate beautiful architecture. Treasure Island Toys. The Uzbekistan goal was called off due to a foul call. Thanks for the update, Medano. There's been a number of these sweet addiction places. Bakery and coffee shop. Had I not already had my iced coffee on the stream? Soup and salads. Well, they gotta offer something kind of healthy, I guess. Moonland says, walking is your livelihood. You have many years to go. Keep those feet happy. Hopefully not too many years to go. I don't want to put a number on it, but I'd like to not be doing this, at least as a job, for too much longer. I certainly want to be walking though. Mexican Sushi, Sinaloa Factory, Weekday Food Madness, Monday 2 for 1. I've done their Taco Tuesdays many a times, and I can tell you they are excellent tacos. That's a great restaurant. Service is always good. Nice air conditioning. You always get the feeling that you're eating a big healthy bowl of fresh ingredients when you go there. And speaking of good, there's my vote for the best ramen in the city. If you don't believe me, go try it. Be prepared to wait, it can get pretty busy. And if someone said, I wanted to go out to eat, but I don't know what's a good neighborhood to go explore and find a restaurant? This is as good as any.
Apparently, him and Haley do it.
The Ballyhoo became Dublin Calling across the street.
I think people love their money.
Maybe if you're looking for something a little younger and trendier, I would say go to Ossington Avenue, but I think I read this right, but nowhere else in North America has a higher concentration of restaurants per area than the Greek town in Toronto, which is where we are. Well, Mary Brown's, I've tried you twice. Both times I had dry, tasteless chicken. I know people like to rave about you, but you did not win me over. Oh no, Koh Samui is closed. Ooh, that place was solid. And there is Casa Manila, solid Filipino food. Pat75 says that ramen place has a 4.7 on Google. Yeah, honestly, it's as good as we have. Oh, this place is coming back soon. Athens Pastries. I've had a bowl of ramen in Japan. And that place is as good as any I've ever had. I believe they do, math doctors. This place is excellent too, El Charro. And there's really affordable Greek takeout over there, Alexandros. I would give the Friendly Greek over there a solid 3 out of 5. You get to eat alongside a lot of really nice patios. Yet to find a nice Vietnamese place though. The Golden Turtle on Ossington, 10 out of 10. Madame Saigon gets my vote as an excellent Vietnamese chain. Ho On Vu is good, but overpriced for what it is. Bak Yen, I don't know what they changed its name to. It was really good as well. Maybe I'm not that picky with Vietnamese food, but we are pretty spoiled in this city. Speaking of which, Komi Banh Mi Bar. And this place, Sambal, that started as like a pandemic takeout restaurant. And now it's an excellent Indonesian restaurant. There's Massini. I missed their location in Midtown. Lady using her umbrella as a parasol. Stacked. Pancake breakfast of $6.99. Look at that. no coffee. So if you get a coffee or tea with tax and tip, you're probably out like 13, 14 bucks. That's still a solid deal. That place is pretty good. Here's where Louis Cypher used to be, a craft beer bar. Now it's like a high-end Indian restaurant. I've never seen any more than a couple of people in there though. First Last says don't split bills. Wonder what purpose that serves. If you're going with a group of people, splitting bills is the way. There's nothing more annoying than being the one volunteering to pay, and all of a sudden people have come up short. You know you're with a solid group of friends when people overpay for that. And you have too much, and then they're like, just leave it as a tip. I understand why restaurants do that with really big groups. That's the type of thing they should let you know going in. If there's a forced gratuity, and if they don't split bills, you see a big group of people, tell them that up front. I've been on the short end of that, picking up the tab and people swearing blind that they only had one drink. Or they ordered a cheap appetizer and then ate a bunch of things off the table. It's like, all right, you cheap fuck, pay your fair share. There's the second cup. And losing Koh Samui sucks, but this place I think is even better, Chiang Mai. So at least they still have good Thai here. The old spot is excellent. Ronaldo again. Is that 3-0 now? Danforth Convenience. First Last says I ordered pizza with friends once. Friend's fiance would email transfer me the cost. It was $17.83. Then she says, "Can I just send you 17?" Like, no. This is an email transfer. Why would they cheap out on that? If anything, you round up on email transfers to not look like you're penny pinching. She should have sent you 18 or exactly $17.83. That's like saying, oh, sorry, can I just steal 73 cents from you? And you're like, it's the principal. Friendly Stranger, Psychomania. Ooh, I am starting to get the hunger shakes. Am I going to be able to make it? I should have known a bowl of cereal wasn't going to cut it. But I weighed myself this morning because I hurt my shoulder. I haven't been doing my full workouts for the past month and a half or so. I was about 5 pounds heavier than I should be. So I was like, let's just have a light breakfast. Firehouse subs. I am paying the price for that now. Maybe if Jersey Mike's is open, I'll pick one of those up. I've been dying to try that. Joseph 21897, welcome to Silver Tier. Joseph, welcome to Silver Tier indeed. Thank you so much for joining the membership, Joseph. If you want to support what I do via Patreon or YouTube channel membership, there's links in the description. On YouTube, if you're a member, you get a nice little badge beside your name when you chat and comment. There's some other perks as well, exclusive videos, monthly updates, and you get your name in the credits of every video. Speaking of which, I'm going to update that tomorrow, so tomorrow morning's video should be the last time you have to see the current credits. It'll reflect all the new members, and the old ones will have been truncated. Thank you for your support and your membership. Cops Records. Also, when I go away next month, I'm thinking of doing a members video just to announce where I am. A lot of people have been speculating and trying to guess where I'm off to. Factory Girl is excellent. The only hints I've given are that it's overseas and there will be high-speed rail involved. Dough Bake Shop. They certainly like their pastries in this part of town. Law office. Sidebar is excellent. Love going to Sidebar for a meal. As I walk past the Danforth Music Hall. There's Allen's, Noonan's. That's new, Epochal Imp. All those poor guys trying to get that guy to sign up to a charity on the sidewalk. One of the reasons why, if I'm not recording, I usually have earphones in, or in the winter, headphones on. Not that I don't support your charity, but why the hell would I sign up for one on the street? When you do that, you are actually, those people aren't working for free, they're getting paid. I'm all for people trying to work, but think about it. You are literally paying them to stand there and borderline harass people to sign up for charity. And that money is coming out of the charity you are giving to. Why not just go online and find a more direct source? That's also the type of thing you want to think about, right? I always have a little bit of money set aside to donate. But there's a few organizations that I know where it's going and I believe in what they're doing. So rather than just kind of impulse give to some dude who got you to sign up when you're walking down the street, put a little thought and effort into it. You'll feel a little more rewarded for it. Oh, I guess I'm still going this way. Let me make sure I have enough battery. Well, we're running low, but I should be able to keep trucking. Yeah, Johnny, if you want to support charity, it's best to donate to places where you know where the money is going. Yeah, I just think if you're fortunate enough to be able to give, make it have some impact. I mean, you're going to get to claim it on your taxes either way. So I encourage people in that position to donate and give too, but I'm not going to tell you where to give. Like I said, there's a few organizations I donate to every year, and that amount fluctuates based on how I am doing. And I'm not looking for a pat on the back or anything, so I don't announce it on my channel and say, hey, look at me, what a good person. I just do it and shut up about it. I guess I'm doing that now, but you get the idea. And if you watch my videos, you probably know what one of those organizations are. There's Midtown over there, Yonge and Eglinton. And a look at the Don Valley Parkway. Well, I guess we're going to at least Castlefranc. So I started in Scarborough, and we are entering downtown as I cross the Don Valley. Johnny on the Prince Edward Viaduct. That we are, the Bloor Street Viaduct. With Wendell Lyle going up, Yonge and St. Clair has a nice little skyline starting to emerge. Not as beefy or as tall as Yonge and Eglinton. Thank you, Transit Mobile Scooter. One year, speaking of donating and support, one year I gave to the Humane Society in Ottawa. And a few times a year they send me like mailers. I almost feel bad because I'm like, you know, there's one here in Toronto that is quite worthy of support. How much money have you sent? Sending me like packages in the mail? Johnny, show us the Don River. Oh, I'm too far past that. Sorry about that. I've crossed here so many times. Well, I'm gonna get a bite to eat, go home, watch the Blue Jays, and we got World Cup action from Toronto. I think there's gonna be quite a lively scene downtown with all the Croatian fans. That might be fun to check out. I'm not sure I'm brave enough to go down to Queen's Quay. Maybe they're going to do what the German fans did and all march en masse together to the stadium. Sorry guys, I just have a phone call here. I think this is legit, but I can't hear a word they're saying. Stupid AI-driven menus. Let me get back to this later. I'll call back if it's important, I'm sure. There's Rosedale across the street. House of the Dragon, only on Crave. Check my battery situation again. All right. I should make channel members emojis, says Liam. You know what? I am starving, I am shaken, but this is my only time outdoors I'm going to spend today. Might as well get all my steps in. We'll continue on to Sherburne and maybe even Bloor Young. Building up quite the calorie deficit. There's Castle Frank Station. But thank God I had that iced latte. Lisa says long one. Now that's the beauty of streaming with the Pocket 3. Sometimes when you have a phone on a gimbal, you get a little arm fatigue. It's kind of heavy and awkward, and you're drawing all this attention to yourself. This is like holding nothing. Excuse me, sir, I don't believe that's a public restroom over there. Come on, man, you're a dude, find a tree. There's like wilderness right over there. I mean, that is to say the city has a horrible lack of public restrooms available to people. You can't really blame businesses for requiring you to be a customer. I would too if I ran a business, but there's just a lack of options. But still, you can just like slip into there. No one will see you. There's the Yorkville skyline, pretty much. Well, that canopy building's actually at Sherburne, so that's a lie. And beyond that, there's an awesome view from the other side of this overpass. I've been on the south side of Danforth and Bloor the whole way over. I don't know what you're talking about, Liam. This is a good endurance test for my streaming setup, though. If I can avoid plugging in to a battery pack, I will. The movie, Mr. Strides. No, I haven't. This is Parliament Street. That's the densest neighborhood in all of Canada, right over there, St. Jamestown, just south of here. One of the most beautiful residential areas in Toronto, Cabbagetown. Oh, this is nice. Nice breeze. Wan 2 Food Mart. I've actually been inside there recording once. Shortly after it opened, I went inside. I was recording a video through this area just to see what it was like. Where cultures meet food and connects. Shouldn't it be and connect? No, connect. That's just really awkwardly worded. Your Uncle Mike lives in St. Jamestown. Alright, now we're back to I can't see my screen again. Well, hopefully tomorrow the Pocket 4 Pro comes out and I can go buy that. And I should be able to live stream with it. I'm quite looking forward to being able to do a live stream with it. Sadly, I don't think it'll be any better, even though it'll be much better quality as a camera. As a live streaming device used wirelessly like this, the quality is going to look very similar. There's only so much you can do with a compressed RTMP wireless signal. But I've been talking to Walking Commuter in New York City. And there should be a way to use it as like a webcam over USB-C, in which case we could be able to bring you amazing crystal clear 4K live streams with it. Which I will do once I figure it out technically. I'm really curious to see how it performs against my Insta Luna Ultra. I've been so happy with that new camera. There's Sherburne. But I'm only going to bring one of them with me on the next trip, so I've got some evaluating to do. I'll bring a Pocket 3 as a backup, but I don't want to bring both good new ones with me. Maybe whichever one handles the heat the best. Alright, I'm going to keep going, I think, to Bloor Young. How many steps have I taken today? We are at 13,160. That is kind of sad. Let's get that number up. I don't know what the hell I did yesterday. I didn't even record anything yesterday. And we hit 24,000. That's just a normal day for me. So today we're kind of slacking even with this stream. Greetings, Dynamics. Lisa says sad, calm down. Everything is relative. Sad for me. To someone who jogs or actually does exercise, sad for them, I guess. So we're at Sherburne. What is so good about the Pocket 3 in comparison? I think it's my favorite camera of all time. But I've had 3 of them and I'm down to 1. One of them I need to send in to get fixed. This is the only one that works. So this is what I use for my biking videos and my live streams. And until I get a mount for the new Luna camera, this is what I use for festivals as well. But when I get the Pocket 4 Pro, this is going to be like a bad weather backup camera. And if I can't live stream with the Pocket 4 Pro, this will still be my live streaming camera. So the Pocket 3 has streaming capabilities. You're so out of the loop. Yeah, my streaming setup is pretty complicated though. I've got 2 providers, and they go from, I've created a local network, so I have an RTMP server in my pocket. So I combine the signal, and then I send that to a BellaBox server up in the cloud. That relays the signal to my server at home that I built, and that puts it on YouTube. And I have to control everything remotely. So there's a lot of moving parts. But in theory, we should never have any interruptions to the signal. Blue Meaford, $6.99, donation to your sustenance. Ever carry an emergency protein bar in Go Jays Go? They're at 500. Blue Meaford. Yes, pretty exciting stuff. Where would we be without Kazuma Okamoto? Where would we be? Look at Kyle Tucker and Bo Bichette stinking it up. And here is good old Kazuma for a fraction of the cost, handedly outplaying both of them. Thank you for the $6.99. In Okamoto we trust. Man, this franchise would be sunk without that dude, or Louis Varland. But thank you, Blue Meaford. I used to carry like Cliff Bars with me, and granola bars, but usually I just wait. I try not to snack or eat anything extra that's not super healthy. But that sometimes means having a 4th meal instead of snacking. I'm kind of used to streaming while hungry and thirsty. I don't like drinking before I stream just because I'm going to have to go to the bathroom at some point. I have the bladder of an old man. But I had a nice coffee, over an hour ago? Well over an hour ago, I think. And that isn't knocking on the door. But thank you again, Blue Meaford. Bath Doctors, nice joke. Yeah, hopefully that camera will have webcam and live streaming ability added to it. That's one of the disappointments with the Insta360 Luna. Oh, I ordered a new attachment for the microphone I got with that. Let's see if that's... I apologize to all the camera shops in Toronto, but the only place I could get this attachment from was either AliExpress or Mr. Bezos. There it is. Because it's got stereo recording, the left and right channels aren't covered by the wind muff it came with. So I had to order an extra big wind muff. So now we'll be able to do the stereo recording, which I think sounds so much better without that wind ripping through it. But I couldn't find it anywhere. Henry's, Speedy Drone, Camera Canada, VizTech, not even Best Buy, but Amazon had it, and AliExpress had it. There's the Manulife Insurance Building, an absolutely beautiful old building. is open to the public in front. The landscaping there is always immaculate. If you do get the Luna, you'll need a cold shoe cage for the mic. Why? You'd want to have the mic on it shotgun style instead of just attach it to you. That's one annoying thing. All my DJI mics work with my Pocket 3 and they'll work with the Pocket 4 Pro, but you have to get into a whole new ecosystem of mics with the Insta. Mods, please block the spammers. Am I missing anything? Yeah, let the mods know. I would consider spam advertising anything, promoting anything, or just repeating a message over and over again that's annoying. That's how I would classify spam. Jersey Mike's now open. Is the Jersey Mike's at Yonge and Eglinton open? If not, when will it open? Come on, Google, answer my question.
The Jersey Mike's at 40 Eglinton Avenue East is not open yet. It is currently under construction next to Shake Shack and is scheduled to open in summer 2026.
Summer 2026. It is summer 2026. Come on, Jersey Mike's. Well, Christina, what I recommend, if anyone is saying anything that's not to your liking, you can just block them. I think we've all done it at one point or another. That way you don't have to see their messages. There are rules in the chat, and the mods do their best to enforce them. What is this lady doing? Just sitting there on her bike, on her phone, in the middle of the bike lane. Pull over to the side. You're not the main character, lady. But yeah, if someone's bothering you or annoying you, or you just don't want to see them, just block them. That's the best way to handle that. I do ask that the mods not block anyone though, just so they could keep tabs on what's happening. There's a few people spewing religious. It's not really the place for that, I would agree. I try to keep that type of thing to a minimum. Political speak should be mostly local. There's better venues for chatting about certain topics. I do agree. Ooh, how nice is this? Hey, Mr. Delivery Driver, that is how you do it. He is not blocking the bike lane. too many cooks. Yeah, I really, really hate the idea of telling people what to say or what to think and having that level of control, but I think the rules in the chat are pretty fair. There's a look up. There's a bunch of pink and purple balloons over there. Should we go see what that's all about? Is it pride related? That would be my hunch. By the way, this Friday, I believe, is the big street festival. And I think there'll be a trans march at night. Last year, I live streamed that, if I'm not mistaken. I might time it so I do something similar this year. Sunday is the big parade. Sunday is also pedestrian Sundays in Kensington. Streetcar J wants the bay back. Christina misses the big slice. I was just talking about that as I walked past it. It would be so nice to see that place come back. Offisu Sefco. I don't know what that's all about. Imagine if your condo was right there and you're listening to that all day. Hey, good for them though. They're having fun. Opposite union thing. There we go. Well, if we didn't have employers who abused their employees, there would be no need for unions, but we have a lot of toothless employment laws. It is what it is. Good for them. Stick up for your rights. Yes, New York style pizza, giant, cheap, greasy slices. You'll miss it forever. Fortunately, there's been a bit of a renaissance in good pizza in the city. I remember when the Big Slice was right across from the Elephant and Castle. City sightseeing Toronto. I gotta say, Chick-fil-A has grown on me a little bit. Uh-oh. I was going to go this way and enter the subway at Hayden Street, but it looks like there is somebody under duress there, and the police are probably wisely blocking view of them with those towels or curtains. I'm not going to stand there and point the camera at it, but we'll let them do their thing. I was planning on going along Hayden Street to enter the subway, just because that's the best place to get to line 1 going northbound with all the construction. Oh well, big city things. You'll see that from time to time. But I am gonna wrap this one up. I am so hungry, I'm shaking. I think I'm gonna pick up a rice poke bowl for lunch. Maybe a salmon one, a lot of vegetables, rice, healthy, lean meat. As much as Chick-fil-A is calling my name. And that damn delicious Chick-fil-A sauce. I want to thank everyone oh so much for tuning in. Mods, Patreon supporters, channel members. Welcome to our new member who joined. Everyone who sent support. You guys were awesome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to be in the chat next time. You do have to be subscribed if you want to be notified when I go live next. You do have to hit the bell. And I go live most Sundays over on the Johnny Stumbles channel. We had a nice fun stream the other night. Someone asking where I am, but we are at Young and Bluer. So I'm gonna go home, get some food, take a shower, put my ass on the couch, and keep it there and watch the Jays and then the World Cup. Thank you, Leo, B. Coleman, Medano, Transit Mobile Scooter, thank you for your support. Howard Charco, Vivian Johnson, Lisa, Dynamics, Alicia Lewis, Epic Nation HD, Marge, Dirk G, thank you for your support as well. Matt Christina, Johnny YND, Jeanette, if you're still here, thank you as well. And everyone else, I hope you have an awesome, awesome day. Greg, Moonlin, Lalexis, thank you as well for your support. Random Travels, Streetcar J, Christina. It's time for me to get some food. And also, I gotta stop wearing these long sleeve t-shirts. This is pretty gross. I should have just worn a regular t-shirt. There's your TMI for the day. As we watch, whoa, look at that. What a cute dog. Just hanging out of that guy's backpack. Anyways, thank you so much, guys. Have an awesome Tuesday. Go Jays go. Let's get over 500 today. Yoink. Boink. Doink.